To start doing an interior, you just want to grab a plastic bag or something and you want to just remove all of the large items that you aren't going to be able to vacuum up. Like I can just brush out some stuff that's junk, but some things like within the center console are going to be things you want to clean out just so you don't actually throw them away or vacuum them. And you want to do that from the door panels as well. So I've gone ahead and removed it all from the door panel here in a nice bag. And you just want to do that around the car just as like a starting step. All right, so the next step is to begin vacuuming, and I'm doing this just because there's a lot of like loose debris in the car. And you could also, instead of vacuuming, just like use your hands and grab it up, but I think vacuuming is a little easier. And one other thing is you can go ahead and remove any floor mats that might be getting in the way of your vacuuming, so I'm gonna do that. And one thing, instead of vacuuming, you could always use a blowout tool like the Tornado or whatever you want, so you have options. We got a little bit of work to do on this center console area. Normally that's where I would start, but just the amount of like random loose debris is a little bit alarming, so I thought I'd take care of that first. So now that we've finished the vacuuming portion, we got everything all vacuumed up, not any huge chunks of debris lying around. Now we're gonna basically sit in the driver's side and take care of like this area, like the center console and also the front dash, and then anything else like the steering wheel there. You can see there's like a nice layer of dirt on these doors just from use, so we're gonna see if we can take care of that as well. For that upper part, you don't need a whole lot of the cleaner. Okay, so I've gotten the rest of the front console. You can see the wheels looking clean. We're just gonna get that front windshield and mirror. I've gone ahead and got started on this door. They are pretty dirty, so it might take me a little while. Normally I wouldn't agitate the full door like this. This material, this plastic, has a lot of embedded dirt in it. So I'm really just trying to work that out with the brush. So there's quite a bit of dirt in these pockets, and we're gonna try and take care of that too. So I'm just trying to get the dirtiest areas, and then, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you do want to make it look good. You'll know what I'm talking about if you run into a car like this that's kind of dirty. It's gonna be like made of dirt almost. So my general rule for cleaning is I want to stick with one chemical and make sure I use it everywhere I need it, and then I can move on to another one. It's just an easier process for me to manage where I'm at and what I have left to do. You could do it so that you go one area, get it fully clean, and then go to another area, but I find that I'll sometimes forget if I've done something. There's some serious grime in this door jamb. So we can also get the part on the door itself. All right, so we got the seat all good. We got the center console, and then we also have the door panel. So now we can move on to the other doors and other panels. So with leather, sometimes it's a little tough to get out the dirt. Things like this red spot here, and I have a hard time getting it out without like a designated leather cleaner. And even then, having like a designated leather cleaner might not be, suitable because sometimes they clean too harshly, especially with old leather like this. Now that we have all the door jambs clean, we're just gonna take care of the carpets. So to start, I usually hit it with a stain remover depending on how dirty it is. So I'm pretty liberal when I apply a stain remover just because I really want it to be soaking in and ensure that it does its job. Now that we have the stain remover, we're just go ahead, pump up our carpet cleaner and throw it in on top. And now that we got both of them applied, we're just gonna give them a couple minutes to sit and soak into the fibers. We're just gonna start working it. I know I used the drill brush already, but there's some places I didn't want to get like up top here. Now we're just gonna wipe it up with a microfiber, and you can also vacuum it or you could use an extractor. So I'm also trying to get any crumbs that I might have missed when vacuuming or that were raised up from this process of drill brushing it. And you gotta keep in mind that this is going to be very wet because of this. So you don't wanna put in the floor mats right away, otherwise it could cause a weird smell. There might be some smaller areas like next to the seat here where there's that little bit of carpet that you're gonna wanna get. So you're gonna be like mixing between hand brush, drill brush, and maybe like an even smaller brush than my hand brush. So like maybe like a toothpaste. You know what I mean, a toothbrush. Usually if the carpets are really nice, I'll go light on the carpet cleaner. If they're a little dirtier like these are, then I'll go a little heavier. Normally I don't do it like this, but you guys are in the way. There's a lot of debris that got kind of upturned from agitating the carpet that well, and I wasn't able to get with the vacuum before. And this is a good opportunity for you to get near the edges of anything that you might not have been able to get with the drill brush. Clean up any overspray from agitating it. And you can see the carpet's looking pretty good. With a lot of these chemicals, it's best to leave the car doors open when you're working so that if you use too much chemical cleaner or if you have to use a lot, then the car will have time to air out while you're working on it. So then when the car is, all the doors are closed and all the windows are closed, it won't smell super chemically. Some people with like allergies or asthma, things like that, they can have a hard time breathing with the chemical smell. It kicked up a lot of dirt. Like there was just a lot of crumbs sitting in there that the vacuum couldn't get. So it really shows you how useful, agitating the carpet is. It'll pull out like a crap ton of that dirt that's just lying around. took that carpet from looking like trash to treasure real quick. There's obviously still some parts of the back, like the back of the seats, like right there. If you're gonna do those, I'd recommend using a brush just because they can be kind of fragile. You don't wanna like break them. That'll be something that you might miss. Now it's time for us to get the glass, and this is probably one of the easiest parts. One thing to keep in mind with glass is you always want to do it last, because if you're doing like something like a plastic protectant, you might overspray or even just a cleaner, and that can ruin, you know, the appearance of the glass. And one other note about glass is when it's very humid out or colder, it's gonna want to not evaporate as easily, and it might streak because of that. So you really need to make sure you're working it a lot. I recommend working it until you don't see really any glass cleaner. So guys, that is the full interior cleaning process. I hope you learned a little something today. It'll take you anywhere from 1 to 2 hours, maybe a little more depending. And as always, I love you guys.